Hey everybody, Superstring X here. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe for more content like this. So what we're talking about today is the Trial of the Sword. This is the Middle Trials Part 2. So we're going to be talking about levels 6 through 10, and they are couched perfectly between level 5 and 11, which are both rest areas. So starting here with Underground Floor 6, it's pretty simple. There's 5 fire creases and 1 big electric choo-choo. Now, I shot the creases with arrows, which is, I had plenty of arrows for this, so you can go ahead and do that. If you have arrows, you can also move towards them, and they will move towards you as you do that, and you can take them out with a sword or other weapon. But pretty simple level. If you use arrows, you can fire at them at a distance, and not much to do here. Nothing coming at you super fast. I also took out the electric choo-choo with a bomb, so you'll see that here in a second. And that was, like I said, fairly simple. One thing not to forget here is don't forget to harvest the trees on the level. Turn them into wood that you can cook up later for extra quarter hearts. On the rest level, on level 11. And then also look around for any weapons that may be strewn around on this floor as well. So again, super simple from what I could tell. Wasn't very difficult for me to get through this one. You can also, note to self, you can, if you have anything that will light on fire, you can of course use that to see what's going on the level. So that's something that is available if you want to do that. If you have something that lights, I used a fire arrow here, as you can see, and bombs obviously do glow as well. So that's something that's definitely useful for sure. But any of those things can be helpful. So just take your time, as I've said before with the first section of the middle trials. Take your time. And just be careful. Collect what you can. Take your time as you go. And you see here, I'm using the bomb to blow up the choo-choo. He's a little farther than I thought, but definitely do that. And I think you'll be able to get through this fairly simply. Again, I'm a beginner, so if I can do this, you can do this. And I think just taking your time is the way to go. If you take your time, you should be able to get through this fairly simply. So level 6 now out of the way. Level 7 is Underground Floor 7 is actually a lot more difficult. Level 7 has fire breathing Lizalfos and regular Lizalfos. You've got 2 of the fire breathing, and you've got 3 of the regular Lizalfos to take out. Now, I didn't know what was on this floor when I first got here, so obviously you see the question mark there, like, hey, there's something there. So I'm like, oh, I'll just throw a bomb at it. Thing moved way too quickly. You can see it move up. You can kind of see the shadow. If I had, thought about it, I probably would have tried to get a torch or something to light and, use the torch to kind of see what I was doing. But I didn't do that. I kind of hid at first, and then it's a fire-breathing Lizalfa. So I immediately ran and took refuge at higher ground. I ran for a tree and jumped up in the tree. You see me running over here to get to the tree. So I ran up in the tree. Then I tried to use bombs, which I'm going to speed it up here. I tried to use bombs to take them out. That didn't work very well. So I'm sure that over time maybe I could have done that, but you just can't see what's going on using the bombs. So it's not the best or most effective manner to beat this level. So basically, I just kind of took my chances at this point. Maybe not the best thing, but I had built up, I had built up some, food here that I could use if I needed it. So basically, jumped down here in a second, and they came at me. I did get a nice, parry move here where I was able to jump out of the way and take him out. So that was one thing that kind of saved it. But I just kind of went at these guys. I had a sword, so I went at these guys. I did use some electric arrows, which froze the remaining ones here when I get to that. But that's pretty much all I used. I think there's probably much better, more effective ways to beat this level, but you know, I just used what I had. And I think if I'd have known where I was up against it first, it would have been a little bit easier. But that flurry rush there definitely helped, because there's a couple that were just kind of waiting around. Like they were just kind of standing around, and you kind of see them right here come back. Like there's one with a weapon there. And so I tried fire arrows, and then I switched to my shock arrows, and I missed a couple of times, you know, in a hurry, just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I also had my defense up because I was able to make some food that had up my defense there, so I had a little bit of that left, which helped with not, you know, getting burned alive by the fireless alphas. But basically then just went after them traditionally, and then made sure, you know, before I was done with this level, took out the trees that were able to be taken out. There's some stuff inside the cave there that you can go after as well, inside the little skeleton head on floor 11 or floor 7. So make sure and do that before you're done, and then, you know, head over. I cut all that out so you didn't have to watch me run around and burn up, you know, blow up the trees and turn them into firewood and all that stuff. But there's actually enough weapons here that there was stuff that I left behind. So moving on to floor 8, you're going to be running into 3 black bokoblins and 1
please don't be dark.
Wizrobe to fire, I believe. And so what I did here, this actually worked really good. My plan was to get to an elevated position, which you can see right there. There is a tower, like a burned out ruins tower. So I climbed up on top of that and used my arrows to attack from a distance at the 3 black bokoblins that are sitting around a fire. And when you see me, when I get up here at the top, you'll be able to see them down there. So that worked really well. I would suggest that as a strategy for this level. You can always go at them directly if you want to. I was kind of more of a chicken on this. You know, maybe if I do this again, I'll try a more aggressive approach. But because they were sitting right there, there was, you know, swords and stuff around. I figured, okay, I'm just going to take him out from up here. So I did. So I used my arrows and took him out with that. So that seemed to work really good. I think I used ice arrows and regular arrows here. How many of those guys are over there? Like 3? Still one out there. one right out there somewhere. Bam! So there we are. We're done with underground floor 8 onto underground floor 9, which has only one enemy. It's a stationary guardian. You can see him here. I kind of hunker down right away, look around, which on these dark levels, if you don't have a torch, it's like my strategy that worked pretty good, just to kind of see like, hey, what's around here? And I don't really know right away what is here, so I'm just kind of walking around like, hey, where's the guys? Is there a fire? Are there some people around it? I don't know. And so I climb up here to get some elevated view so I can see what's going on, and that's when it immediately fairly quickly targets me. You can see it's already blue. And so stationary guardian sees me here in a second. Boom, bam, takes. Now all I got to do is drop down because it doesn't move, doesn't have any legs. So good place to be where it's not going to run around. Now what I did is the best strategy I could find is, see, there's a little wall here to the right of it. I ran over and stood next to that wall. First I hit it with an arrow. I would just use regular arrows. No need to use your better arrows for this. I kind of made a mistake. I was messing around. I'm like, hey, there's some stuff here I can throw at it, so let me try this. That was a bad idea. All it did was knock me down and waste one of my fairies that I had built up. So no need to do that if you've got a better way to do it. But you can see that took me out and made me use one of my fairies, so that was kind of a bummer. So I just went back to, okay, let's just use regular arrows, eat some food, and did that, just ate some food, went back to using the regular arrows, and that knocked it down pretty quickly. Like you'll see here, take him out fairly quickly with just a few arrows to the eye. Every time you hit it in the eye, it's going to kind of spin around like, oh, what happened? I've lost what's going on. So I also tried using stasis as well, and that didn't last very long. And it's different using these primitive weapons and stuff, and so I just went back to the old ways are the best ways. Arrow to the eye worked really well. So I just did that and was able to get through it. Regular arrows, I guess, work the best in this situation. Alright, so now we are to floor 10, which is the last floor, underground floor for this center section of the middle trials, which is the one I'm doing today. And this one has just a single Hinox, and you see him right in front of you when you first land here. He's just sitting out there breathing. Now, I found a strategy which I felt was very effective. I went to the top of the tower, I stood up there, and then I hit it with bombs and shot arrows in its eye. So, like, you know, shoot it in the eye, it's going to fall down, you know, shake around for a second, then get back up. Eventually, obviously, it covers its eye with its hand, but you can always use bombs to throw at it and just keep it in that position. So that worked well for me, and so that's kind of the strategy that I would recommend is just, you know, climb up here, get up into an elevated position. I chose this position because it's like you can stand a little bit lower and it kind of jumps up and its eyes like right there. So it seemed to work fairly well. So anyway, that worked good. I would suggest that. There's some arrows here, grab those first. If you need a torch, there's obviously torches laying around, but I didn't feel like they were necessary. So bam, climbed up here, and then you can see him. He's just kind of down there in the valley, and walk up here to the edge. Just watch your step, make sure you don't fall down. So that's what I would recommend on this one, and you can watch me play through it. I think I left this at regular speed, so it's not, you know, sped up or anything. And just let me know what you think. Hopefully this was helpful. I think if I had known ahead of time which enemies I was going to be seeing in each of these floors, it would have made it a lot easier to defeat them. You know, I'd at least had a strategy going in, maybe had saved some different weapons, you know, certain weapons over other ones. So anyway, enjoy, and if you like this video, please like and please subscribe to the channel, which lets me know that you guys like what I'm doing, and I will continue to upload more videos. And thank you so much. shoot. Oh, nice. That was awesome. Of course, he left everything right there where I can't get it. I'm gonna have to use my All right, one more thing here. On level underground floor 11, this is our rest area. So just when you first get here, make sure that you crouch down and get those fairies. There's 2 fairies here on this level. So make sure you crouch down and get those 2 fairies, and make sure and you utilize what you've got in here to make food. I think that's really important. It's how I made it through here. They're, just utilizing the food and mixing them together to make sure that you have some power-ups through the rest of the game. Knock down the trees, and then each clump of wood that you have, each like little thing of firewood, burn it in the stove, and it'll give you basically 1/4 heart. So with all of the firewood in here that I've collected along the way, I was able to make a lot of extra hearts and power up as well as you get this tunic, so you got a little bit more protection in the rest of the game. You're not naked anymore, running around with just your underclothes. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to the video and my channel. Thank you for being here. Superstring out.